Hi friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another studio vlog. I just had my market yesterday and I'm back at the studio today. It's Monday, it is June 2nd and I have a couple things to do in the studio today and also this week. But today I really wanted to head into the studio and first of all pack up a custom order that I got from my last market, so the one before this market. And then also, because I had a market yesterday, I really want to take inventory on all of the plushies that I brought home from yesterday's market so that I know what I still have left in stock and what I really need to focus on for the next event that is in 4 weeks, so that I have an easier time market prepping. But my first goal of today is to pack up my custom order. So let me show you that and we will get started on the studio work of this week. So this is the custom order I got at my last market. So it's a very pink penguin. It is the same pattern as my regular penguins, just in this pink color. So of course I was able to make that and also make that pretty quickly because I already have the pattern for that and I don't have to figure anything out for that. And as my customer has already paid me and sent me their address, I'm now able to pack it up for her and bring it to the post office with me tomorrow. So that is the first thing that I want to do today. Okay, so now I have this one packed up and ready to go. So I will print out the shipping label for this order back at home and take it to the post office tomorrow. And now before I can take my inventory, I actually think I need to clean up the studio a little bit. So at least wipe down the surfaces and stuff like that, because I have been very busy market prepping the past week. So the studio is still kind of a mess. So that's actually the first thing that I should do before I take my inventory, so that doesn't get dirty or anything. So let me clean up a little bit and then we will take the inventory.
It comes and goes in the blink of an eye. Soon as I swear you've been left behind, all the colors come back so bright. Wish I could keep you in black and white, sort of like a picture in a drawer. I don't wanna look at anymore, but it's too hard to ignore that I'll never not feel like yours. Holding on to someone new's the only time I feel like I'm still holding on to you. It's like an instant rewind.
Okay, so this is everything that I brought home from the market. I also fit some of the displays and my wristlets into the big bin because it was not filled all the way. So I thought I could save some space on storing that in there. I also have separated out my minis into this bag. So these are all of the €6 items in here. But now what I will do is I have printed out a new market prep planner, a completely fresh one, and I will go through all of these items and mark off all of the plushies that I still have left in the correct colors and stuff like that, so that after that I can see in one spot everything I have left and everything that I need to make to have my ideal inventory for the next events, and that makes the market prep process a lot easier for me.
Taste your lips like not the red wine. Wish I wasn't looking back on you, but I still do. Deja vu, deja vu, deja vu. It comes and goes like the pull of a wave. Here for a second and down the like an instant rewind to New Year's Eve at midnight. Taste your lips like Napa red wine. Wish I wasn't looking back on you, but I still do, I still do.
Hi friends, it's now Tuesday. I just finished my work day and I am back at the studio because honestly I have quite a lot to catch you up on. So I already have been wanting to check in with you all day and I'm happy that I finally get to talk to you and share with you everything that I made and everything that happened since I spoke to you yesterday. So first of all, I brought over quite a big bag of stuff because quite a lot of things that I ordered have arrived. So let's get into that first. So first of all, in my big bag over here, we have lots more fragrance oil that arrived. So I ordered that after my big indoor market and it finally arrived. It always takes quite a long time to ship and be delivered. So most of this is reorders of fragrances that I have sold out or I'm almost sold out of. So we have the oil for my Layali candle, for my berry velvet and vanilla candle, for the mushroom candles, and then a new oil for a new candle that I've been wanting to make for a while. So those are all of the big fragrance oil bottles that I got. I also got quite a lot of testers. So little 10 milliliter testers of fragrance oils. Most of these have come out after I ordered all of the testers the first time around when I was deciding on what fragrances to use for my candles. So I wanted to be up to date and get all of the fragrance oils that have released since then. And I already smelled all of them when they arrived today because I was just too curious. I always have a hard time actually imagining what a scent will smell like from like the description on my supplier's website. They always have all of the notes and like a little description, but sometimes it's kind of hard for me to imagine what it will actually smell like. So I always like to get the little testers to see if I like the oil. And all of these were all right. None of them I think I will actually go ahead and make a candle out of, but it's always nice to be up to date and see what's releasing and see if there's a possible new fragrance for a candle in there. This time, not so much, but I always want to get all of the fragrances just in case. So yeah, I got all of these testers and then I also had an Amazon package delivered today. So I reordered some safety eyes because I am running really low on them. So I got 2 packs of 8mm eyes and then I got 1 pack of 10mm eyes because I have been making quite a lot of small plushies and I'm already running low on eyes again. So I wanted to reorder them so that I'm not running out of them and I can keep making things. And I'm still waiting on another package from Amazon, which will be another huge package because I am almost running out of stuffing again. So I ordered 5 kilograms of stuffing and that will arrive I think on Thursday. So that will be a huge package. But I got some more from Amazon. So this is again for the candles. I got a bigger mixing bowl, like this silicone mixing bowl, which fits a liter. And I currently have one that's only 600 milliliters. But the thing that I'm hoping with this is that I can actually mix up a bigger batch of jesmonite to pour more candles at a time and just be a little more efficient so that the whole prepping process for the fall and winter season will go a little smoother. I also, after my last market, ordered quite a lot more molds for my regular vessels. So this shape of vessel. So I got 2 more molds for the big one and I got 4 more molds for the small one so that I can just make more candles in one batch so that I can be more efficient when I am making all of these vessels for the fall. because I really want to make quite a lot of them over the course of the summer where I don't really have any markets planned, and then just kind of leave them empty and fill the scents that I need for each market before the market, so that I can always bring what has been selling well at the past events, so that I can always kind of remake stock quickly. So that's why I want to make quite a lot of vessels over the course of the summer, and I've been getting ready to really be efficient with that. But that actually brings me to my next point, because a super crazy thing happened since I last spoke to you. So this morning I was working and then I got a message over Etsy and I got it on my watch and I kind of like pre-read it, and someone reached out and she asked me if I was interested in making some wedding favors for her upcoming wedding in September. She was looking for candles and she was looking at my Etsy page and found my lime basil and mandarin candle, and she was very interested in those, and she asked me if I was able to make 34 of my lime basil and mandarin candle for her wedding, and if there was like going to be a little bit of a discount if she orders this many. And I, of course, immediately answered her because that's a very exciting opportunity, and we have been kind of like texting back and forth, and she told me that she was going to talk to her future husband tonight and they will decide if they want to get the small or the big version of the candles. So that is a very exciting opportunity that has come up. I've never had an order this big, and I'm really looking forward to making a big batch for her. And I also offered, because my candles come with dust covers like on top of the candle, I offered to customize that with like their names and their wedding date. And she seemed really excited about that, because then it's like a real like custom gift for her wedding attendees. And I'm really hoping that they decide to go ahead and order with me so that I can make their wedding favors. I'm really looking forward to that. So we will see. I will keep you updated once they have decided, and of course, for like the whole making of the candles and stuff like that. But I really didn't expect an opportunity like that to come up so soon for me. So I'm super excited and looking forward to hearing more from them. But also, that is like one of the reasons why I wanted to start the candle part of my business, to be able to like actually do bigger orders. You know that I want to get into wholesaling soon and stuff like that. So that is like a great opportunity to try out like these bigger orders. So we will see what happens with that, but I'm really looking forward to it. So yeah, that is super exciting. I now also wanted to show you everything that I have been crocheting this week so far, because if you watched my last video, my last market was a little slower than I expected. So of course I had my yarn with me and I was super productive there. So I wanted to show you everything that I made there. And I also crocheted a little bit last night. So let's get into everything I've made this week so far. Okay, so I have quite a lot of plushies in this bag, but I also have completed some already. So let's talk about these first. I will just slightly move back here so that I can show you everything that I have already finished up. So you saw I made my custom order for the pink penguin, and I also made another one while I was at the market. So I made the body while I was at the market, and I added the eyes and stuffed it when I got back on Sunday night. I also made quite a lot more of my little stress ball birds. So I also made 3 of the little penguins, and I finished them up on Sunday. And then I have already finished 5 of the little mallard ducks that I also made at the market. So I finished those up, but then I was running out of stuffing. So I have a couple more bodies for the mallard ducks in my bag of works in progresses. But as I said, I didn't have any more stuffing, so I couldn't finish them up on Sunday. So I moved on to some other things on Sunday. And then yesterday, when I was here at the studio, I grabbed some stuffing from here because the bag over here was kind of full still, so that I can have a little bit at home and a little bit over here wherever I am working on my plushies, so that I can actually finish up some more plushies, but let me show you all of the other plushies that I have been working on that are not completely finished yet, and then we will get to work on them some more hopefully and finish up some of them again, because I already have like a million whips again, and I'm really trying to be better about that. Okay, so in the bag are the rest of the mallard ducks, as I said before. So this is the one where I ran out of stuffing on, so it's kind of stuffed, but nowhere near enough, since I really like to stuff them pretty firmly because I market them as stress ball birds so that you can actually like really squish them. So I make them a little more stuffed than the other plushies that I have so that people can actually use them as stress balls. So we still need to fill that one up a little more. And then we have 1, 2, 3 more of them that I still need to stuff and finish up. And I definitely want to get that done today. But then the rest of the plushies in here I will not get out right now because there's lots of pieces in there. I will try and show you. So I have made quite a lot of bee bodies and then bee wings. So I made some of these while I was at the market because I had quite a lot of time to crochet there. Because for the last like 2-ish hours of the market, I had like one sale. So the rest of the time I was basically just crocheting bee wings. So I currently have 40 of these little wings finished. And then yesterday evening I was moving on to the bee bodies and I made some of the rainbow bee. So like this, because I didn't take all of the colors for that to the market. So I was working on that last night. And I made 8 of the rainbow bee bodies. And then I moved on to the yellow and black. So just a classic bee body. And I have already made 2, 3 of them. So 3 of those. So in total we have made 11 bee bodies. And what I want to do with those now, I want to make the rest of the bee bodies, so 9 more of the yellow and black. And then we can just like move on to the next step with all of them and add the eyes for all of them, stuff all of them, and then add the wings for all of them, because that is just a little quicker. And then we will have a big chunk of market prep done for these. So that is kind of exciting. What I want to do for market prep right now is I have one more market for like the summer season where I am bringing my plushies to. That is in just around 4 weeks. So until then, I want to have at least a couple of each type of plushie made, because I've never been to that market before, but I think it's a smaller market, so I'm not going to go crazy. I just want to make a little extra income before the summer break. So that is my goal there. And then after that, I will try and completely fill up one of these market prep planners and then just go and do it all over again so that I can really build up my inventory. But first of all, I really want to fill that up once, because then I think I have a pretty good base for inventory, and then we can move on and do it again and again if there is enough time for that. So that is the plan for that. I also signed up for my first market where I'm just bringing my candles. So that will be the week before that. I'm really excited about it. I don't really have to prep anything for that because I still have a pretty good candle inventory, and I'm super excited to see how that does. And I honestly can't wait to try that out. I also signed up for one more market in the fall, even though my market schedule is already super full for fall. But I also signed up with just my candles for that. I haven't heard back from the organizers, but the market will be like the beginning of November, so I'm not expecting to hear back anytime soon. But yeah, that is one of the big positives of having several different types of items, that I can actually cycle through items and sign up for a little more markets, because that's really something I like to do. And with plushies, I feel like I'm sometimes very limited on the amount of markets I can physically do because of like inventory reasons. So that just gives me a little more wiggle room to sign up for more markets, even though I really should stop now. I have so many days of markets planned. I think I'm up to 24 for the fall and winter season, so that's definitely enough market days for me running this part-time. But we will see all about that. That is a problem to worry about later. But for now, I will clean up a little bit and then we will work on the mallards and hopefully the bees as well a little more.
I don't wanna call you later. You're tearing my heart up like it's paper, and somehow you turn to a stranger. We used to work, now I'm trying to make sure that we're both on the same page. I don't want it to complicate. I know you're riding away. Is there room for us both on the same wave? Nothing breaks so clearly when there's love on the line. My best friend told me someone that I don't even like. There's nothing left to fix if you don't want me to try. Oh, why would I when you were barely even mine? Oh, why would I should have known from the start that you were a waste of an open bar towel, wiping my feet on the doormat. There's so much of you that I just can't leave. Yeah, nothing breaks so clearly when there's love on the line. My best friend told me someone that I don't even like. There's nothing left to fix if you don't want me to try. Oh, why would I when you...
Okay, friends, so it's now a little while later. I was able to complete 2 little bee bodies, so we now have 7 left to make. And I actually need to head home now to make some dinner. And I also need to go grocery shopping and stuff like that tonight. So I might come back to the studio a little later and try out my new bigger mixing bowl and make some vessels. But I don't think I will film that. I will just show you tomorrow what I got accomplished. I also really would like to make some more of the little bee buddies for tonight. So I will check in with you tomorrow and show you what I got accomplished tonight. Hi friends, I'm now back at the studio. It's now a Wednesday. I have finished my workday and I've actually already poured a batch of vessels. So I have been making some great progress on that. I also made some last night and then I was super motivated this morning and I headed over here before work and made another batch of vessels. So I'm now up to 6 each. So 6 of the big ones and 6 of the small ones poured over the course of the last 2 days. So that's a great start. I definitely need to keep up with making vessels regularly, especially like on the weekends when I can work here all day, because I've said it before, but like the walls of the studio are like super thin and there are some other people working in this building, so I try to be as quiet as possible and not like mix and pour batches of vessels during the day when people might be working and needing to concentrate. So I usually don't really pour vessels like on Fridays when I could actually use the whole day. I usually do that either in the evenings or like on Saturdays. But I have been pretty productive with that, so I'm happy about that. I think that I will be even more productive once I have more of the molds for the vessels, because then I can make bigger batches and be even quicker with the amount of vessels I want to make. So that is great. This is currently drying, but I want to start at least one other batch today. So that's going on in the meantime. But then I also wanted to work on some more plushies while I was here. So I brought over my bag again, and yesterday evening I finished up all of the bee bodies. So I now have 20 of those completed. It's really hard to show you that. And as you see, I have already added the eyes for all of them. So now we just need to stuff them. I'm hoping that I have enough stuffing over here to finish up all of them because my stuffing is supposed to arrive tomorrow. So we will see if we can finish them all up today or if I need to wait until tomorrow. But for now, I will get into working on the bees, and once the vessels are dry, we will start another batch of those, and then we will see how long I can stay over here today, because tonight it's actually supposed to like storm really bad and have like a huge like hailstorm and stuff. So we're trying to find a spot to park our car under a roof so that it's safe. So we will see if I need to head out for that and when that will be. But for now, I will start working and we will see where the day goes.
Bad traffic ain't a waste of time. When you were there to hold my hand, but I've had it with the 405 since you said I'd missed my last chance. But I know that you've been asking about me. If I tried though to get you back, would you let me? It might take some time to change your mind, but maybe everything we can make it right. This take me back in your eyes, blinking at me like a caution light. I wonder if you see it. I don't really need a single other reason to make you mine. It might take some time to change your mind. I know. I wish I never let you go. If I took you for a top-down drive, just you and me and an empty road, maybe I can make it cross your mind. Jump back in, baby, go, go, go. Oh, I know that you've been
Okay, friends, it's now a little while later. I have stuffed all of the bees, so I ended up having just enough stuffing. I have a tiny little bit left in my bag, but I was able to stuff all of them. And now I have started to work on finishing them up, and I have completed 3 of the little bees so far. So 2 of these little rainbow ones, and then 1 regular bee. So I still have quite a lot of them to do, 17 to be exact. But I will now move on to making another batch of my vessels, and then I might actually head home because the weather is looking very interesting outside. So I would really like to be home before like the whole storm starts. So I will work on the vessels and then I will probably pack up and work on the bees some more, but back at home for like the rest of the evening, just to be safe.
Pick a movie, I'll pick you up, we'll go eat sushi. Or we'll go downtown, with our best moves we can boogie. Oh my, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they wanna be like us. Na 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 na. We are goofy, playing tag in the jacuzzi. We'll go upstairs, with our best moves we get groovy. My, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they wanna be like us. Na 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 na. Let them think that we are all crazy when we drive around in our Mercedes. We're out all night or at home lazy. We're living like we're in the 80s. My oh my, we both look so fly, like sweet apple pie. Yeah, they want a piece of us. My oh my, when we drive on by, they just can't deny. Yeah, they wanna be like us. Na, 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 na.
Hey friends, I'm now back at the studio. I just got back home from work. It's now a Thursday afternoon and I have already refilled all of my candle molds, so I've been really productive with that. I even got up earlier this morning to come over here and make one batch of candle vessels. So I have already poured 2 big ones and 2 small ones today. So I'm now up to 15 of the big jars and 12 of the small jars that are poured. I still need to sand the bottoms and seal them, but for now I'm pretty happy with how productive I got during the week. I can't wait for the other molds that I ordered though, so that I can be even more productive when pouring the vessels, because that makes the batches bigger and the whole process just a little quicker. But overall, still super happy with how many I got finished this week. While I'm waiting for the vessels to dry, I wanted to show you what I got accomplished yesterday. So I have my bag with me yet again, and I got quite busy last night. So I was working on the bees as I've been doing almost this whole week, but I got quite a lot of them done. So I got all of them done except for 3 of them. So for 3 of them, I still need to sew them closed and attach the wings. So that is what I want to do first, and hopefully until I'm finished with that, I can then re-pour the vessels that I just made, so I can have another batch of those drying tonight. But for now, my big goal is to finish up these final 3 bees, and then we can finally add all of the plushies in this box back there into my market prep planner and see what we've accomplished so far this week. Okay, so I've now laid out all of the plushies I made or completed this week so far in front of me. And I've also brought over my market prep planner where I keep track of all of the plushies I have in my inventory. So what I will be doing now is I will mark off all of the plushies that I have right here, because none of them are currently in the prep planner, and then I will just keep them in this box until the box is full, and then we will tag them later on in like a couple of weeks. Once this box is completely filled, then I can do like a bulk tagging session. So that is the plan for taking inventory for now. Okay, so I really need to improve my market prep planner for the future, because I now have my pink penguin that I made with my custom order, and I would really like to have a couple more of these colorful penguins in the future, like this color and then purple and blue as well. But I don't really have a way of keeping track of them right now, and I don't want to put them in with the regular penguins because I still want to have just as many of the regular penguins as well because they tend to do pretty well also. So for now, what I think I'll do, I have a little notes section down here where I have already written down a couple of plushies that I have in my inventory that are not on this list. So I will for now put him down here, and then in the future I might print out like a third page because also I want to keep track of my chickens, and then for the fall and winter season I would like to be able to track like bigger plushies like my cows, which have been doing super well, my teddy bears where I want to make at least a couple of, possibly giraffes and elephants as well. So just a couple of plushies that are not currently on this list where I can not really like keep track of them. So I need to make a third page of this planner for all of the plushies that I just told you. But for now, I can keep track of him down there. So now let me actually pour another batch of vessels because they feel pretty dry to me right now. They're still slightly hot. They get like super hot when they're drying, but I feel like they're already ready to be demolded. So let me do that quickly, but I think you've seen enough of that for you to know what I will be doing right now. So let me check in once I'm finished with that. Okay, friends, so I have now set up the next batch of candle vessels, and now I will actually go ahead and pack up my yarn that I will need over the course of the weekend because I haven't told you yet, but this weekend I will not be in the studio. We're actually going to a festival this weekend, so a music festival, and we're leaving tomorrow morning and we're taking the train, so I will have around a 4 hour-ish train ride on the way there and then on the way back. So of course I want to take lots of yarn to work on some plushies, and I've already like thought out what plushies I want to make on this trip, and I think I will be working on my cats because I currently have only two left in my inventory. I have two black cats left, and I would really like to make some more over the course of the weekend because cats are always popular, and the good thing about them is that you can pretty easily work on the bodies and then finish them later. So that is one of the things I really like to look for in a plushie when I am taking yarn like on the go. So I think that cats are like the perfect thing to work on a train ride. So I will pick out some yarn colors for lots of different cats. I think that I should really focus on sand and brown tones, on gray tones. They have been doing pretty well. And then just make lots of spotted cats, so like irregular fur patterns, because they are always super popular. So those are the colors that I will be picking out now. So let's go over to the yarn shelf and we will see what we pick up there. Okay, so I've now picked out all of the colors that I will be taking on my trip with me. So let me show you all of the cat colors I usually make. So first of all, this has been pretty popular. This is a sand color, and I usually combine it with white and just make my regular white belly patch cat. And these usually are one of the first ones to go, so the sand color will definitely come with me. Same with the orange, the light orange. I only use this color for cats. This is like very peachy, it's very pastel. I also make the orange cats with a white belly patch usually, so that will be coming with me as well. I then have picked out this beige color like this. It's very light beige, so it's definitely not white, but it's a very light beige. I usually also combine that with the white belly patch. Sometimes people who have like a white cat will pick up this color, and just like for spots and stuff like that, I really like this color. Then I have this dark gray, which is always super popular. I know that someone recently commented the type of cat that is just all gray, but I already forgot it. I think it was Russian blue or something like that. So there's definitely cats out there that have this exact same fur color. So I usually just make them gray all over. So these are also really popular, and I definitely wanted to take this color. Then I have a new color, which is another beige, but it's like a darker beige, but I think that it will look really good with the white belly patch and just for like patterned, like spotted cats and stuff like that. I really like that I now have like a wide variety of different beiges. So this will be coming with me and we will see what I can do. And then some colors that I did not pick up over here. I want to take some black still, even though I don't want to make any black cats. I still want to take it as like an accent color for spotted cats. I also want to take my fox color, so it's like a reddish brown color. That's always popular, but I only have it back at home, so I definitely need to write that down so that I can order that some more when I put in my next order. And then also the lighter gray, I still have like a partial skein, and I think that will be enough for what I want to make on my trip. So I will pack these three back at home. And then, because I know myself, I know that I cannot only focus on one type of plushie during like the whole entire trip. So I also picked up this light baby green, and I want to make some turtle parts in this. So this and the beige is a very, very popular color combination. So this is the body color, and then the beige is the shell color. So I really want to make some of those because I'm completely sold out of those. Like this color combination, I still have a couple of other turtles left, but this one is just so popular. So I will be making some more turtle parts in this baby green, and then lots of cats. And because I'm heading out of the studio for the rest of the week, that is actually all for the studio vlog of this week since I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I know this was a not very eventful week, just a very regular week of running my small business on the side and a little more of what I do during the week after I come home from work, like a realistic week of running my small business part time while also trying to focus on inventory for the fall and winter season. So that's why I made quite a lot of the same plushie this week. So I still hope you enjoyed this very like more chill kind of studio vlog. And I thank you so much for watching this video all the way until the end. I will see you guys again next week for another video. So until then, bye!